In this video, we're going to look at how to factorize a quadratic expression where the coefficient of x squared is 1. So that means, we just have, if we look at this one, it's factorize something where we just have x squared, 1x squared, plus bx plus c. So that's the form of what we're factorizing. And the method is that we need to find two numbers which multiply to give c and which add to give b. So let's have an example. Factorize x squared plus 5x plus 6. So we need two numbers that multiply to give 6. So what numbers multiply to give 6? Well, it's useful to list this in pairs. So like 1 and 6, 2 and 3. These are the pairs of numbers that pairs of whole numbers at least that multiply to give 6. Okay. And we need also these. So we need two of these numbers that not only multiply to give 6 but add to give 5. Well, which of these numbers add to give 5? Well, clearly 2 and 3 multiply to give 6 and add to give 5. So the factorization of this is just x plus 2, x plus 3. And if I did bother to expand out this bracket using FOIL or whatever method you liked, you should get x squared plus 5x plus 6. Okay, let's try another example. E.g. factorize x squared minus 11x plus 24. Okay, so we need numbers that multiply to give 24. There's a few more. There's a few of these this time. There's 1 and 24. There's 2 and 12. 3 and 8. 4 and 6. Okay, and these numbers that multiply to give 24 plus 24. But then we need them to add to give minus 11. So it's very important we have minus 11. So any of these numbers, if we add it together, to get two of these numbers that multiply to give a positive number and add to give a negative number, then they're going to have to be, these numbers are going to have to be negative. Two numbers that multiply to give a positive number and add to give a negative number. You need the negative versions of these numbers. Okay, so let's look at these pairs. Which of these add to give minus 11? Well, that's minus 3 and minus 8. They add to give minus 11. So the answer is x minus 3, x minus 8. And that's because minus 3 plus minus 8 is minus 11. And minus 3 times minus 8 is plus 24. Okay, let's do one more example. Factorize x squared plus 6x minus 16. Okay, so two numbers that multiply to give 16. 1 and 16, or 2 and 8, or 4 and 4. Okay, now this is interesting because in our question we have minus 16. So for two numbers that multiply to give minus 16, then one of these numbers has to be a positive and one has to be a negative. So 1 and 16 would give plus 16, but 1 and minus 16 would give minus 16. So but we also need these two numbers to add to give plus 6. So we need to look at, well, we can either have plus 1 and minus 16, plus 2 and minus 8, plus 4 and minus 4, or we can have minus 1 and plus 16, minus 2 and plus 8, or minus 4 and 4. Well, that's exactly the same. Okay, so these are our pairs now, which is with the correct signs. Which of these pairs add to give plus 6? Well, it's this one. Minus 2 and plus 8. You add those together, you get plus 6. You multiply them together, you get minus 16. So the answer to this is x minus 2, x plus 8. And that's how to factorize a simple quadratic where the coefficient of x squared is 1.